Hi, it's David and welcome back to The Good Life Journey, where we discuss topics related to personal finance and happiness, everything ranging from the pursuit of financial freedom to what to do with this hard-won financial independence. In this video, we identified 10 different habits that we should strive to have incorporated by age 30 to ensure long-term financial success. All right, let's not waste a single second, let's jump right into the video. Number 1 is prioritize savings by living below your means. A lot of people in their 20s are busy figuring out who they are and what they want out of life. And of course, this is very, very important. But at the same time, developing the habit of not overspending and consistently living below your means will set a very strong foundation for success later in life. Make it a habit to spend less than you earn and consistently save a portion of your income. As soon as you possibly can, it makes sense to start setting savings goals, even if these at the beginning are modest or you don't really know yet what you're actually saving for. To illustrate the importance of starting early, consider the following example. Imagine Maria started saving and investing $200 each month at age 25. After 40 years of investing the same amount, she would have accumulated nearly $300,000, assuming an average 5% real return on your investments. In contrast, if she had started 10 years later at age 35, investing $200 each month would only have reached about $160,000, nearly half the amount. The takeaway is very clear. Start saving and investing as soon as you possibly can to benefit from the effects of compound interest. Number 2 is establish an emergency fund. The idea of setting aside a modest amount of funds is that you're not derailed by unexpected financial setbacks. For example, medical emergencies, job loss, a car and home repair, legal expenses, etc. It's typically recommended that you save between 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If you live in a country that doesn't have many safety nets in terms of unemployment insurance, it's probably best to edge more towards the 6-month mark. Number 3 is to focus on long-term investment strategies, not on the latest trend. Many financial news outlets can be a large source of distraction when it comes to setting up an investment strategy. As a rule of thumb, stay clear from the latest trend, the hot stock of the week, the sector that is reported to be booming, or the latest technological breakthrough that everybody's talking about. Unfortunately, as a retail investor, we're usually way too late to the table. Chances are extremely high that the information that we read about in the newspaper or that we see on television has already been baked into the price a long time ago. This channel advocates instead for pursuing a long-term investment in internationally diversified index funds. Number 4 is to automate your investments. Set up automatic contributions to your investment accounts to ensure consistency and discipline in growing your wealth. The idea of pursuing and achieving different degrees of financial independence is not only to gain peace of mind, but also to be able to dedicate your time to the things that you really care about. Implement a pay-yourself-first budget, which we covered in a previous video. Once you have your emergency fund in place, your very first expense when you receive your salary should be to pay yourself. In other words, to automatically invest a certain percentage of your pay in income-generating assets. For example, in low-cost, internationally diversified index funds. Then, once you've done this, once this first expense has been taken care of, you can then proceed to figure out how you would like to allocate the rest of your salary to cover every single monthly expense. An important benefit of automating your investment strategy in this way is to reduce the likeliness of second-guessing your investment strategy every time there's a big market fluctuation or just every time you turn on the television. And before continuing with number 5, I would like to take the next 10 seconds to briefly thank you for your support so far. This channel in just a few months has reached its first 1,000 views, so please go ahead and give us a thumbs up if you find value in today's content and consider subscribing if you would like to join this learning journey. Number 5 is to monitor your finances. Track your monthly expenses and your savings rate. And we're definitely not advocating here to spend hours each day glossing over your spreadsheets. Instead, try to spend only 1 or 2 hours at the end of the month reviewing and assessing your expenses and spending patterns. This is an extremely useful skill to acquire early in life. It will not only allow you to distinguish between needs and wants, but also will allow you to develop a sense for how different expenses affect your savings rate, the single most important factor on your journey towards achieving financial independence. Number 6 is value your time. Be very mindful of your expenses and acknowledge that you had to work very hard to earn your paycheck. Unnecessary spending on things that don't bring us joy is not only inconsistent with honoring the effort that we put in our job in the first place, but also means that we'll likely have to spend more time working in the future to secure our financial goals. Number 7 is to conduct yearly financial reviews. Regularly assess your financial situation and goals to make necessary adjustments and ensure you're on track for success. At the end of the year, it is time to reassess whether your outcome and financial trajectory are aligned with your short and mid-term goals. The end of the year is also a good moment for revising your fixed expenses and for shopping around. Are there any competing service providers that are offering better deals? Now is the time to check your energy, water, insurance, phone contract, etc. and see whether you can do better. Number 8 is to continuously improve your financial literacy. Keeping up to date with financial developments and learning about personal finance strategies helps you make informed decisions. We're lucky to live in an era of abundant podcasts, books, YouTube channels, and other platforms that are tailored to different levels of financial literacy. Our previous generations could only dream of having this wealth of information, so let's take full advantage of it. Number 9 is to negotiate your salary. No matter the circumstances, get in the habit of always negotiating your salary. Your employer expects it, and not only not doing so leaves money on the table now, but it also can potentially affect the trajectory of your salary throughout your entire career. Again, there's a huge wealth of information out there on the basics of salary negotiation. Number 10 is to avoid accumulating debt. Being careful with debt in the first place or managing it effectively is an important factor that determines our long-term financial success. Avoid accumulating high interest debt and work on paying off any existing debt as quickly as possible to prevent further financial strain. And with this, we've made it to the end of our 10 habits. Although it's true that the earlier we start implementing and acquiring these behavioral traits, the better, viewers over 30 shouldn't despair either. Getting smarter today with money will still benefit you in incredibly important ways down the road, no matter your age. And remember, everyone's on a different path. What matters ultimately is not comparing ourselves with others, but to focus on our own journey, on our own story of personal growth. That's it for today. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe to our channel, where you can also find dedicated playlists on personal finance and also tips from writers, philosophers, and thinkers on how to lead the best possible life. Take care and see you in the next video.